Okay, I would like to welcome you all. Actually, we made this open and free for everyone, just to spread the word and share with you your insights and to know also about our course. So we will be on the same page, and the main goal actually is to help people to pass the exam, as we know that this is not an easy exam, it's a difficult exam and three parts, but of course hard work and dedication will pay off and you will be passing, you will be successful, but you need to follow a certain strategy in the exam. So let's start. Are you okay? Are you hearing me properly? Okay, thank you. Excellent. So now we will start with our introduction. First of all, I would like to wish our previous batch, the November, who did their exam recently, a couple of days ago, wish them best of luck. And I am having full confidence in them, and I'm sure that they will be passing the exam, and not only passing, but with a high score. Um, I'm not praising our course or anything, but I'm just saying that I know my people and I know how much hard work and dedication they put. And sorry if you can mute your phone. Thank you. So now I wish them best of luck, and I wish you everyone best of luck in their exam. And now we wish also our new batch best of luck in their endeavor for the coming May exam. The good thing we have a lot. Sorry, if you can mute your phone. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, so we have good enough time to plan our things and gather our forces, if we can say, and plan our study so we can pass it successfully and easy. Now, we will start with a general introduction regarding the exam, and then I will focus more on our course and our study strategy and how we are going to tackle the exam, so everyone will know about it. And I'm very thankful for the people who were with us in the previous batch. I'm very thankful to their positive comment and their positivity and their high energy. And I'm thankful also for their reviews that they said honestly and sincerely from their heart. And that's really make me very happy, and I will be more happy when I hear and know that they pass with a great score. So let's start. Now, this exam, as you know, is a primary exam, is the initial step to get your membership in from the Royal College of Emergency Medicine. It's a very good degree. It's a prestigious degree. It's an amazing step that you are taking. So from now, I can congratulate you for choosing this path. It's not easy, but it's doable. And as you know, my usual slogan, wherever I post, I always say, we did it, so for sure you can do it. It's not like a rocket science. It just need to, know how to tackle it and play it smart, if we can say that. So of course there is knowledge, but how to use it and how to apply it, that's important thing. People get confused easily, and then they can lose track easily, and that's why we are providing guidance in this matter. And whatever hardship we went through, whether me, my batch, my colleagues, anyone else, I'm sure deep inside them they don't want you to go through this hardship, and they want it to be easy. So that's why I came up with the idea, and I created this MRCEM exam preparation. And I decided, and I'm determined that I will help as much people as I can. And I'm sure, as you all know, that our fees is like almost nothing, like it's not about money, it's about helping colleagues. Like with all my respects to all the other courses, everyone knows the fees whoever else are taking. And it's not about fees, as I told you. I like to share knowledge. I like to help people. And if they remember me in their prayers, that's very important thing for me. Trust me, it's not about the $100 or something, but it's just to cover whatever, we are spending and doing for the good call and the good cause. So yeah, we go back to the Royal College. This is a three-part exam. This is the primary. Usually they test your basic knowledge in the primary. I know it's tough. I know it's boring. I know we all went through this many, many years ago. So it's kind of hard. Usually we like clinical things. We love clinical approaches, and once you pass the primary, here where it comes more enjoyable, and I cannot say easy, but I can say tolerable maybe. So, like will be clinical practice things, and scenarios will be beautiful, and, just, like tease your brain, and it's like daily practice if you are practicing in emergency medicine. So don't worry about that. By God grace, we are with you from step one, from the primary. We will be with you in the intermediate as well to guide you, and we will be with you in the OSCE exam to guide you as well. And trust me, I'm not like, exaggerating, but I can tell you, if you stick to my advices, whatever I'm telling you to do, let's say, for example, which one to review, which one to do, which one to, practice, whatever, you can pass easily from first attempt, whether it's primary, intermediate, or OSCE. And especially the OSCE. So many people, they are worried, they don't know about how to tackle it. But trust me, if you follow my lead, whatever I tell you to do from A to Z, you will go to the OSCE, you will find it like you're going for a picnic, and you will enjoy it and get a high score and come back home. I'm not exaggerating, I'm telling you the truth. So I'm just giving you hope. I want you to be relaxed. It's all about mental relaxation, not to be overwhelmed or, like stressed with the exam. So we go back here. Now, the primary, as we said, it's testing your basic knowledge. And now the basic knowledge, it has many aspects. But they pay attention. They focus mainly on physiology and anatomy. Like this is like, let's say, the main bulk of the exam is physiology and anatomy. So if we play it smart, if we master physiology and anatomy perfectly, I'm not saying like you master it 100%, but you grab as much point as you can. This by itself is around 120 points out of 180 in your score. So if you grab as much as you can from this, you can get the remaining scores to pass easily from the other topics, which we are shedding lights on them as well. We are not ignoring them. We pay attention, full attention to anatomy and physiology, down to the details. And also we pay attention to the other topics, but not the same way as we tackled anatomy and physiology. But you will see also attention has been paid to the pharmacology, microbiology, histology, pathology, and even the evidence-based medicine. People hate it, people doesn't like it. But if you know also a few things and you apply it in the exam, you can get some points. Like you cannot just simply say, okay, I will not study evidence-based medicine. I will not answer it in the exam. Let it go. But no, you maybe this point or this 2 points you might get from it will decide whether you fail or pass. So my message to you all is just, pay attention to everything, but let's say the bulk of your attention will vary and differ. In the anatomy is different, physiology is different. Other, for example, pharmacology is different, microbiology is different. When it comes to evidence-based medicine is different. At the end of the day, you know where to study them and how to study them and when, and then that's how you will easy digest them. It will be arranged nicely and easily in your brain, and you will get as much points as you can in the exam. So let's come to the tips. Now, as we start, always we start early. That's the best, of course. And now, regarding our May batch, it's really good time. They are having a very good time, and we can consider that you are starting early, and we will come with a study plan for sure. And we will talk about it later in a while. But the earlier, the better, of course. And as we said, it covers a wide range of topics regarding the basic science. So, for example, you can put a plan of 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, whatever you can. But the earlier that give you more time, the better. So the proper strategy, as you can see here, you will have, you should know that which resources you will study, which guidance you will apply, and which questions you will practice answering them. With all my respect to all the recalls exam questions, this is a big pitfall, and so many people fall into it because the point is, I know recalls are very important, but you have to be careful who frame these recalls as a question for the exam for you and who put the answer. And is it a really correct answer? Now, the problem is if you have a full trust in these recalls from wherever source you grab it, you will be in big trouble and you can really fail in the exam and you are thinking that you are reviewing happily. So my point is, know where you are getting your recalls and know the exact answer for them and try to answer them yourself. Don't trust any answer simply. No, you go and check the or double check, triple check the answer as well so that you will be more comfortable. That's if you don't have a proper guidance, let's say, not like with us, for example. Again, with us, you don't have to worry about this because we are providing you from A to Z. We provide you a study material which is up to date, which is a collection of multiple study resources put to all together in PDFs files. So you are hassle free. You don't have to buy or get any book to review. Everything is there, and all the topics in this science are there, and we divided them into anatomy, physiology, pathology, again, and like microbiology, etc. And you find them all in PDFs, and you will review them. Now, also regarding the questions, we have a huge bank of questions, which is recalls and some other resources we are having questions, and some questions we reconstruct and redo them from scratch around certain topics from the recalls, and we put also the answers, and the answers are checked and double checked and triple checked, and also we put a proper explanation for each question. So when you read the questions, actually this is kind of another resources about the topics for you. That's why you have to dedicate a proper time, because you will have you need time to review all our PDFs and all our question banks. Right now I'm talking to you, we are around 1,800 plus questions, and it's expanding, and maybe sooner it will reach cross 2,000 plus. Our target to reach 3,000 plus, hopefully before the exam of May. And plus we are running up-to-date, state-of-art mock exams. And this is not from me, this is from all our colleagues who took these mocks that I've done. I prepared them for them, 3 mocks, exactly as the exam. It's time-limited mocks, and it's up-to-date, and it has all the topics. It's 180 question in 180 minutes, and each mock, it's I'm using also in it artificial intelligence system, where you get the proper choice you can make for the exam question, and then move on. And then when you submit the questions that you submit to them, it will come to me. I will have a proper analysis for all your exam, and I can know where are your weaknesses. And to you, it will give you the result immediately, and you will know your score. And also it will show you where are your weaknesses, which is the correct answer, if you miss the answer, and the explanation. And I did that purposefully so that it will be another teaching opportunity, not only just to do exam and go. And I have in place 3 mocks ready for you, and that's what we used for our colleagues in November. And I'm planning and working on increase these mocks, so you will have much more mocks by the time of your May exam. Each mock, I'm setting the pass mark way higher than the pass mark of the Royal College. So for sure, if you pass these mocks, you will pass the exam, the real exam, easily, like a piece of cake. And I did that on purpose because this will set your bar higher and push you and to push your limits, and you will score higher results and higher marks, which will help you at the end of the day in the exam. And plus, we have our regular interactive sessions, online sessions. We do 2 sessions every week. There will be 1 session fixed for anatomy every week and 1 session for physiology. Whatever, which one of them we finish it earlier, we will top up and we will add, and pharmacology sessions, pathology sessions, microbiology sessions, and near the exam, the sessions will be only highlights about the important topics that will come in the exam. So you will see in each session like a variety of topics all tackled together, highlights, highlights, highlights. It's kind of, reminder and refresher for your brain from the previous sessions till the exam date. So you'll be in constant reminder for you. So I find this a very powerful strategy, and I used it for myself when I was doing my exam initially before and it worked with me. So I hope it will be working with you guys and help you in this exam. So you will be covered. Don't worry. Everything will be covered. And I'm with you. I support my students and the candidates till the last moment before the exam and even after the exam. And I follow each and every one of them to see their performance. And I told you this, the thing which makes me happy. So we come back here. Again, we know it's a time limited exam. It's like you're racing time, really. So my point in the mocks that I will make you ready mentally for this time racing exam. So you will find it, oh, it's the same like the mock. No, nothing different. So that's why you will do it very quick, very fast, and you will get the higher score, inshallah, as soon as possible when you're doing the exam. Now, I told you, this is intended for everyone. It's for public. It's not only for my own people, my own candidates. So that's why I'm very genuine and honest with you. If you join us, most welcome. If you don't want to join us, it's okay as well. It's not mandatory. So we can still support you in our public free group. I post there. Trust me, each folder of SBA questions I make for my candidates, I put 1 or 2 of these questions for free in the free group, just to support people. And we put also their important topics, images, discussions, whatever you need. You just reach me. You can directly message me, and I'm there for you. I told you the whole purpose of this is to support my colleagues and give them support, because trust me, in the time when we were doing it, there will be no much support and no, like, how can I say, no one really opened their arms for us. So you have to, bang your head right and left, and you don't know where to go, and which website you will follow, which, let's say, tutor or instructor you will follow. You don't know. So we've been through lots of hardship, which I don't want you to be in it. So if you decide to be in the free side, it's fine. If you want to be with us, it's fine as well. As I told you, our fees is near nothing. It's only $100 for all what I've told you earlier, with the full support till your exam date. And I put this value for a reason. I'm not asking higher because I don't want people will think, oh, this is just a money-minded thing. No, not at all. This $100 only just to cover whatever expenses we are doing here to support you, and that's it. The main thing is just, remember us in your prayers, and spread the word that there are people helping. Now, you can join any study group of your own. If you don't want to join us, it's fine. But if you will join us, you are most welcome. But also you have to be careful in the study groups, what they are posting, from where they are getting the material or information. Don't take everything for granted. And always remember to look after yourself, give time for yourself for physical rest and mental rest, hydrate yourself well, sleep well, and like, really, my advice to you in the exam, especially the night before the exam, don't sit and keep reviewing. No, not at all. Just enjoy. The night before the exam, you should not review anything. You just go for fun, maybe go for a walk or go for a nice food. Maybe you'll laugh, go for a movie, really. Like, just relax your mind the night before the exam, and go home, hydrate yourself well, sleep early. Give time for your brain to arrange the folders that you are pressing on your brain in the previous months, And trust me, in the day of the exam, you will find it all there for you. And you will not know how and why this happened. There's no point of keep reviewing till the last moment. This is just really destroying your efforts. So I don't advise you to do that. Okay. Now, these are the main areas of the exam. They are testing unit. Anatomy, around 60 questions. And physiology, around 60 questions. Pharmacology, around 24 plus questions. Microbiology, 17. Pathology, 9 questions. Evidence-based medicine, around 10 plus minus. I know everyone hates evidence-based, but I really advise you don't leave it. Don't leave it. Don't leave it. Even in our course, we have a dedicated 2 folders for evidence-based medicine with the important things that you need to remember, and you can just review it, a couple of days before the exam just to grab the points and the marks from this. So as you can see, the main bulk, as we said, is anatomy and physiology, but still the other topics are important as well. Pharmacology is important. Of course, we need to know about it. Microbiology and pathology, these are important things. And there are topics in them that, like really, they're very bright and obvious that they are coming in the exam. We can expect, because in the exam, trust me, the Royal College doesn't want to fail you. They just want to make sure that you are a proper candidate and you are a safe doctor. And safe doctor, from beginning in your safe journey, let's say from part one, you need to know these topics, and they are really important topics, and which makes you a better doctor at the end when you will become a member of the Royal College, and you will be an emergency medicine specialist. You should know these things, so you will be a safe doctor, because whether you are practicing in your country or you want to travel any other country, and plus this exam opens the door wide for you to go and work in the UK with a prestigious post, like a specialty registrar. You will be like ST3, ST4, and like people comes to you to ask your advice, and they will come to you to teach them, and you will have a team working with you, above you and under you, so you will know that you have to take your responsibility. So of course you need to know about these topics. Don't say, no, why should I know about it? No, trust me, if you look at the bigger picture, they are all linked together, from the first part, the primary, till the OSCE exam. You will see some topics chase you and follow you till the OSCE exam, and that's what we will see all together, inshallah, in our journey. You will join us in our primary, and you will join us in our intermediate study package as well, and also in the OSCE. So general approach here, the questions are single based answer. Before it used to be like MCQs, but now it's single based answer. So this is kind of tricky, but in the same time, there is an approach how you deal with it. So you just need to know about it. So my advice always to the candidates, usually the STEM or the scenario, it can be of 2 things. Either it will be used to distract you, to waste your time, or you might find the valuable information there. So my advice to you is always jump to the question, leave the STEM in the exam day, jump to the question, read the options that they are giving you, and then go back to the STEM. Most of the time, only from the question and the options, you are done with that exam, that part, let's say. You don't need to read the STEM. But of course, if you have time to read the STEM, it's better. And some questions you will not get enough information just from the question and the options they are giving. You have to go to the STEM, and in the STEM you will find some valuable information, maybe some laboratory findings, maybe some other clinical findings that you need to highlight, because it will help you to choose the right answer. And plus, most of the time as well, what they do when you see 4 or 5 options, let's say 2 of them will be obviously wrong. Obviously wrong. So you have to delete them and eliminate them from your brain immediately. So you will have a less list to choose from. There will be 2 or 3 remaining to choose from them. And here comes where sometimes the STEM in the question will help you to decide. And plus, pay attention, please, to the question, because they might ask you which one is wrong. They are not asking you which one is the correct answer. So you have to be very careful. Because if your mindset only just looking for the right answer, right answer, right answer, you will answer this question wrong. So read the question carefully. Check what they are asking you. Maybe they are looking for a wrong statement. So you will look for the wrong statement. Or maybe they are asking you for the right answer. Then that's the one you will choose. So don't rush when you are reading the question. So first you attack the question, look at the options given, and then if this will not help or did not help you, go back to the stem. And I told you most of the time you will not need really to read the stem. So you will not waste your time. You will go like this in the exam and you will finish in time. Because trust me, it's a big disaster if you did not finish in time and if you leave questions not answered. Because this could be the question that if you answer will decide whether you pass or not. So don't underestimate any question, please. Now, some of the questions, they will be straightforward. And some other questions, there will be, kind of twist in it. Actually, it's not a twist. They just want you to, use your brain a little bit more and formulate a diagnosis or formulate a link from the information they give you to reach again either like a situation or a condition or something that will be leading to the options that they are giving you down. So that's the thing which people sometimes think it's tricky or a twisted question. No, they just want, this is called multiple cognitive steps question, which also kind and type of the questions that they can come in the exam. But it's not really the majority of the questions, because obviously in the Royal College, as I told you, they don't want to fail you, they want to test your knowledge. So, and here they make different levels of the difficulty of the exam. You will see some questions are straightforward, some questions you find them very tough and difficult, some questions you will find them maybe they are kind of tricky. And here comes that you need to formulate one step in your brain which will lead to choose the right answer there. And when you are reviewing, again, whether you're reviewing with us or on your own, just when you review, pay attention to anything has a clinical relation or a clinical correlation, because that's obviously important in your practice and important for you when you will become a member of the Royal College of Emergency Medicine. And anything doesn't have really much clinical correlation, you can keep it at the back of your mind. I'm not saying ignore it, but keep it at the back of your mind. Now, this is mainly applicable, let's say, sometimes in the anatomy, you will find it. Sometimes in the pharmacology, some medications, for example, maybe you will feel overwhelmed with the pharmacology. But the reality is there are some important medications, you need to pay attention to them, and some other medications just to have a general knowledge about them. And example of the important medications, for example, benzodiazepines, because they are widely used in emergency. So you need to know about them. First of all, mode of action, very important, which receptors they are working on, for example, which transmitter, and you need to know, of course, dosages, half-life of the medicine, and the important and obvious side effects of the medicine and interaction. This is, for example, one of the important topics. You cannot ignore it. You have to know it and master it 100%. Others are like, for example, anesthesia induction medications or the maintenance of anesthesia medications. You have to pay attention to it. Some of the antibiotics as well. Some medications interact with patients' conditions, for example, you have to know about them as well. And of course, the toxidromes, all are very important. You have to pay attention to them. See, there are things you need to pay attention. Others just have a knowledge, quick knowledge, and leave them. If they come, fine. If not, don't worry about it. This is same applied in the microbiology, same applied in the pathology, same applied in, whatever topics you will review. And we are all doctors and we've been through the college years and we know and we study them and you are practicing. So you know which one is important. You just need someone to guide you maybe in, little. So for example, here I'm showing you one of the study plans, let's say 3 months plan. You can apply it, you can change in it whatever you like. It's your decision, but this is just kind of help to set a map for you, if we can say, to study. So let's say start reading for 1 month. You can use 10 days for physiology, 10 days for anatomy, 4 days pharmacology, 4 days, 3 days microbiology, 2 days pathology, and evidence-based medicine. Keep 1 day. If you don't feel you want more, maybe 2 days is fine. This you can make them up and down according to of course, your ability, your foundation knowledge and information that so you can play with the timing. Now you go after that to do online and offline question banks. And here again, pay attention to the banks, please. Now, if you're with us, I told you you are in safe hands. I'm not exaggerating, but we pay a very, very high attention to the questions that, we give you a really properly phrased, well-constructed questions, and it has different levels of difficulty as well, and all the answers has been checked and the explanation as well. But if you are not doing this with us, if you choose anywhere else, for example, especially if you go for the common groups where you get the recalls answered, have a big question mark on these answers. Don't take them for granted. You have to look for the answer yourself. And that will be a little bit maybe kind of more time consuming for you. But this is really my sincere advice to you. Now, you can start with doing 100 to 150 questions per day with their full explanation. Now, again, with us, the explanation are there. Maybe in the recalls, you need to look for the explanations yourself and look for a proper explanation, the real one. Don't go for Google search explanations. No, that's not enough in the exam. You have to be very careful in these points. Now, again, don't believe the answers. I told you, find the answers yourself. Redo these questions, whether it's offline or online, whatever you like. And now you go with a faster pace. Maybe you do 200 to 220, 250 questions per day. And that will be what the second half remaining period. And this, most of the time you will be not looking for any explanation. Just do it. Repetition will make perfection. So, that will, polish your knowledge more and more for the exam. Now you have to look for mock exams. Again, if you are with us, we have already 3 tested mock exams with our November batch, and they are very happy with it because they said to me, and soon I will share all their feedback and comments with everyone in our group and in our social media. So their messages, when I follow up with them, they said lots of the exam questions for November batch were from our mock exam. And I'm very proud of this and happy, and I'm very thankful to God. So I hope this is a kind of a big help for our coming colleagues as well. And plus, on top of these 3 huge exams that we have ready for you, we will have more exams. Mock exams will be there as well. So I'm planning to add another, most likely 3 or 4. So it'll be like 6 to 7 total mock exams, which I don't think anyone else is having this. I'm not bragging, but I love what I'm doing for my colleagues. So I want you to be well packaged and well prepared for the exam. So go for, like, I told you, like you're going for a joyride, not an exam, because you will be well prepared. Now, again, in these 3 hours, it's what you recall during these 3 hours which matters. It's not what you know. So you can know lots of information, but then you will have a thought block in the exam. So the idea is to know when to study and review and when to stop and give time for your brain to recover. Same like muscles. You go to the gym, you do exercise. If you do like every day, you will end up by lots of muscle cramps, maybe rhabdomyolysis, maybe kidney injury from dehydration. And like you will be sore and ill for I don't know how many days. But if you give a proper rest, you can, train and endure your muscles without any injuries or problems. Same thing applied for the brain. You have to respect the brain needs rest, not to keep pushing to the last minute in the exam. Now, again, here, if you see here the table of the subjects, if you go and like to dissect them deeply, like in the anatomy, you will see here, this is what the college is paying attention to and what we are paying attention to as well in our course. In the anatomy, we go to upper limb, for example, we will discuss it, the important points, common clinical points that comes in the exam, the common areas, and lower limb as well, thorax, abdomen, head and neck, central nervous system, cranial nervous system as well. We pay a lot of details for the cranial nerves because it comes in the exam a lot. So you have to be careful. You have to know all the cranial nerves. You need to know their origin. You need to know their course. You need to know their insertion, where they are going, their function, and which foramen in the skull that they leave through, which is very common exam question. So you have to be very careful. Cranial nerves needs to have a dedicated time. You have to respect them and you have to master them. No way. They are coming in the exam. So why don't you put like guarantee marks in your pocket? So this is, for example, one of the examples. Now, physiology, again, I know some of you will find it very tough and boring topic, but what can we do? We have to deal with it. We have to make it pleasant. We have to live with it. So again, important topics are embedded inside these titles, like basic cellular physiology. Also, lots of questions come from this, so we have to master it. Respiratory physiology as well, very important. Cardiovascular, much more important also. Gastrointestinal, very important. Renal and endocrinology, very, very important. So there is nothing to ignore and neglect in physiology. Whether we like it or not, we have to pay a lot of attention to this, and we have to respect these topics to get the proper marks in the exam. Now, pharmacology. Again, in the pharmacology, maybe we can play around a little bit. We can, kind of modulate in our review, and you will see it along the way in our course. Because here we have to tackle also the pharmacology of the gastrointestinal, cardiovascular, respiratory, central nervous system, infectious, endocrine, fluids, electrolytes, musculoskeletal, immunological products and vaccines, and anesthesia. So some, for example, very important topics like anesthesia. Other topics are important also, but we need to choose which one of them to prioritize over the other. So that's very important. Like here, for example, anesthesia, again, as I mentioned to you, you need to know the drugs, you need to know their duration of action, the interactions, the dosage, and mode of action, where they are working, what's the site of work, for example, what transmitter they are using, working on, whether they are permanent or temporary, competitive or not. And then also you need to know the duration of action, as we said, and the famous side effect of each one of them, because we will link some clinical scenarios based on that, and you will see it in our review materials, which comes in the exam, by the way. Microbiology, we need to pay attention also to the principles of microbiology, pathogens, especially. Not all of them. Some of them are very important and they come in the exam. Others, we will just, shed some light on it and move on. Pathology, it has very important topics as well. Inflammatory responses, very important to know them. They are coming in the exam. Like no way, they are coming in every exam. So you have to pay attention to the inflammatory responses. Immune responses as well, very important to know about them because they are coming in the exam. Infections, some of the infections, of course. Wound healing is important. Hematology also, we need to pay attention to certain topics in hematology, not all of them, and you will find it in our discussions in our private groups as well. Now, evidence-based medicine, as I told you, it's boring to most of us, but we have to deal with it. If, for example, 10 questions come, let's say example, maybe less, but if you get 5 correct out of 10, your chances of passing will be much higher than if you don't answer them. And I don't advise anyone to leave any question not answered. Even if you don't know the option, which one to choose something. Don't leave it empty, please. And because you never know, because trust me, when you get the result, and I've been through this, when I tell you there is nothing to be ashamed of. I've been through this when I get a result and I was failed for 1 mark, maybe 2 marks. So I know the feeling. And that's why I'm telling you, I don't want you to go through the hardship that me and others went through it before you. So I want you to learn from each and every mistake of us. So please don't leave any question not answered. Even if you don't know the answer, put something. And always pay attention to time. Don't let the time pass that you finish the time and there's a bunch of questions not answered. This is not really proper time management at all. And that's what mainly me personally, I pay attention to my candidates, mainly the time. With all these mocks that I'm doing, why I'm doing them for them with a time limit, because I need this to be done for them for a reason. Because if they don't pay attention to this time frame that I'm giving them now, they will not pay attention in the exam. But if they train, like for example, in my mocks, they finish, let's say, half an hour earlier, or let's say 15 minutes earlier, or 20 minutes earlier, this is a very good sign that in the real exam, because it will be the same stress, same pressure, with a much higher, easier pass mark than my mocks that I make for them, because I set the bar higher for our mocks. So they will find it easy, because it's all about how you train your brain, like you're training your muscles. So again, in statistics, we need to pay attention smartly to certain topics, which we are doing in our folders, the statistics and study methodology, some of them which comes, some doesn't come, important terminologies and critical appraisals. So you will find it, inshallah. Now, here again, I'm paying attention more to you about the anatomy and physiology, but that doesn't mean you ignore anything else. You have to play with all the topics smartly. And of course, for example, we say anatomy and physiology, the main bulk, but maybe you have weaknesses also, let's say, in pharmacology. So you have to dedicate more time for pharmacology more than anyone else, because you know yourself more than me knowing you or anyone else knowing you, because let's say all of us, we have our strength and our weaknesses, whether it's in practice or in the knowledge. There is no shame in that. No one is perfect. So you know yourself, and then in this case, okay, I will pay more attention to that thing. And if you are with us in our course, of course, you need to share this with me personally by direct messaging me. So I will coach you more specifically, let's say, on your weakness. So, this will be kind of one-to-one approach. No one knows about it, only me and you. And that's what I usually do with my candidates. Now, again, now we go here. Let's say this is a tip that I'm putting here. For example, upper and lower limb anatomy is always heavily represented in the exam. So you have to be careful in them and pay attention to them. Smaller topics, let's say microbiology, pathology, hematology, whatever, should not be ignored, but you should discipline your time in them according to your knowledge, let's say. Now, again, here, spend 1 or 2 days towards the end of your revision, focusing on the statistics, as I said. And I prefer personally that you keep the evidence-based medicine at the end of your review. Don't do it in the beginning, because if you do it in the beginning, when you reach the exam, you forgot it totally, because it's tough. It's not easy to remember. So keep it at the end. So when you finish with your review, you're freshly reviewed them and it will be there. So you can easily recall them. And even in our approach, in my study approach, when I put the list for our candidates, they know, whoever was with us and the one who will join, they will know that evidence-based medicine is at the end. And even in our video recordings, it will be at the end. Even if we don't have time to record that video session for them, they have at least the PDF that they can read and they can go to the exam. So I'm not saying ignore it, but keep it at the end. Now, you will not pass the time until you put really hard work in it. This is applicable for everyone. Now, I want to clear this point. If someone think, okay, if I join Dr. O'Day's course, I will pass without hard work, or I will pass easily without studying. No, you will do a lot of hard work, but this is kind of a mutual responsibility. For me, from my side, I provide you with guidance, mentors, proper study material, well-tested question banks and mocks, and one-to-one support, video sessions as this one. We are discussing topics, and like we can even, you can ask questions, we can find a solution. If I know it, I will answer you. If I need to look for it, I will look for it and answer you, but I don't give you a vague answer, that's for sure. So it's a kind of a shared responsibility. Now we share responsibility of giving you the proper knowledge, proper guidance, but you share also hard work, dedication, sticking to our information and instructions, which is at the end will benefit you, that you will be happy when you reach and you find your past. And then at the end of this road, when you will get your membership, you will be unbelievably happy. Trust me. Again, I told you, I've been through this before. I had my own pitfalls or mistakes, or I banged my head here and there many times. I failed also before many times, let's say in the primary and intermediate. But again, because I was not having proper guidance, and now what I want you to pass from first attempt in primary, intermediate, and OSCE. And thanks God, when I reached to the OSCE, I passed the OSCE from the first attempt because I learned my lesson and I made a nice score as well. So that's why I'm telling you, when you reach to the OSCE, don't worry. I'll give you tricks of the exam. You will pass with a high score, no doubt. Now, to reach this, it's not a joke or just talking. It's hard work as well. So you will put efforts, huge efforts, but it will be fruitful and it will be well oriented. That's the idea. You know, like we are not giving you any new information than the information that you know already. We are all doctors. We are all having a good and huge amount of knowledge. So we are just guiding you and helping you to apply it for the exam. That's it. That's the reality of it. So your part is to refresh your memory, especially when we are talking about basic science, to be able to go to the exam and like enjoy it. Not will be like a big burden on you, or not be like a frustrating experience. And if you put all these steps together, trust me, inshallah, you will pass successfully and you will see the smile on your face. So we will provide you with the backup and support for sure. That's 24/7. You get it until the exam date. And our previous batch, they know that very well, and you can ask them if you want to double check, but that I guarantee for you. And we provide you with the study materials, plans, answering all your queries, and follow your progress, each and every one. And mark my word, if you join my course, I will be really giving you headache following you, whether in the study or in the Q banks or in the mocks, especially in the mocks, because when we reach the stage of mock, this is not a joke. If you have a problem in the mock, means you will have problem in the real exam, which I don't want you to be in this. I want when you reach to do the mock, you are master already in your materials. And I want to see a nice figures like what I've seen with my candidates of November, when I was very happy when I see like he's scoring or she's scoring 74%, or 71%, 72%, like these figures are great in the mock. So imagine, inshallah, how much they will make in the real exam. And most of the questions, thanks God, also repeated in the exam from the mocks that we conducted. So again, we have our responsibility, you have your own responsibility as well. And at the end, it's for your benefit, not for anyone else. So again, we will follow your progress, and also you need to dedicate your time, put some effort, do your maximal to digest the topics, practice and practice and practice. Always it makes perfection, and effectively engage in the discussions. If you are going to join us, you're most welcome. I want you to be an active team player, involved in the discussions and questions, topics, whatever, like maybe giving us ideas also how to help more our people. Or I like creative people, I like creativity as well, and I like technology. Like honestly, this is in me even from before, even before the college. I like technology advances. That's why I love these high-tech gadgets. I like now, and I'm into the artificial intelligence a lot. You will not believe it. And like these things, I love them because these are hard work put in from other people to help us. So we need to put hard work as well to help our colleagues and our patients. And always remember my slogan or my motto, that remember always, we did it, so for sure you can do it. but you need to do it in the right way. So thank you very much for your time. I'm sorry if it was long, but there are lots of things to discuss more and more and more. I was planning actually to start some of the anatomy folders today also to show you guys, but it will be long. I don't want it to be boring. So let's keep it this way. This is an introduction and welcoming all of you in our May 2024 batch, inshallah. And anyone would like to join us, most welcome. You are most welcome to join. Our fees is near nothing. It's only $100 for all the things that we mentioned earlier, and plus it's one-time payment only. Whether you pass in one attempt or whether you need the 6 attempts to pass, we will not charge you anything from this $100. Trust my word, and that's what I'm telling you and promise you. So I don't think you will find a better deal, but it's not about deal. It's about sincerity and honesty. And I want you at the end of the day to be successful and to remember me and my family in your prayers. That's the important thing. So think about it, decide yourself whether you want to join us. Most welcome. We will do our best to help you. If you don't want, you are still welcome in our public group, and we can help you and support you. You can share any question you would like to ask, whether in the group or reach me personally. In the group, you will find it, Dr. Ade Abu Shaheen. You can reach me anytime. And inshallah, I will do my best to help you all. And again, this is our logo in case if you, inshallah, when you pass, you will find we have this also in our intermediate group. Inshallah, we are working on it to soon will be announced study package. If you have any colleague of you would like to refer, we are soon will be announcing the intermediate study package as well. And also we will work on the OSCE to make it ready also for our people as soon as possible to help them in the exam as well. So thank you very much and wish you a good night. Really appreciate it. This is your brother, Dr. Adey Al Janabi, MRCEM, Royal College, London, UK. Good night.